Super Mario 64 DS starts with Princess Peach writing a letter to Mario because she has baked a cake for him, and he has to go to the castle and receive it, hang out with Princess Peach. And a cameraman named, a Lakitu cameraman, there's actually two of them, the Lakitu bros, is present at the castle. I don't know if this is canon or not, but it might just be a way, to introduce players to the camera system. But Mario emerges from a warp pipe in front of Peach's castle, followed by Luigi and Wario, and they enter the castle, but don't come out for a while. And the Lakitu bros, they let Yoshi, who is on top of Peach's castle. This Yoshi is presumably the Star Child, I would only assume. And Yoshi has to go into the castle, and he finds out that Bowser has actually taken Power Stars, which are a source of energy, and he has taken the princess again, and this time he has hidden Mario, Luigi, and Wario because they arrived there as well. And the toads in the castle, there are only a few that you can meet, but they are presumably also, kidnapped and cannot leave the castle. They're held hostage by Bowser and his crew. So Yoshi goes into the paintings in the castle, which are actually maybe powered by the Power Stars. I don't actually know. And there are actually worlds within the paintings. There are multiple. I forget the exact number. And the first one that you can go into is called Bob-omb Battlefield. And Bob-ombs are minions of Bowser, but there are pink ones there, and they are called Bob-omb Buddies, and they're very friendly. And then the black Bob-ombs blow up, and they're minions of Bowser, like I said. And the leader of them is called King Bob-omb. He has a mustache and a crown, and you have to fight him. And, work on the side of the Bob-omb Buddies. After receiving a number of Power Stars back, you can enter a door where there's a painting of Mario, and I think it's in Princess Peach's bedroom. It seems like it is. And so in this world, you have to fight Goomboss, which is a large Goomba granted this power by Bowser. And once Yoshi defeats him, he unlocks a key, and he can rescue Mario. And then Mario, has to presumably fight more bosses like King Bob-omb and Goomboss, which includes the Womp King, Wiggler, I-Rock, which are two hands that are found in a shifting sandland and the pyramid. And then within this haunted mansion, Mario fights King Boo, a big ghost, to unlock the key to Luigi. And so King Boo may or may not be promising revenge on Mario for doing this after being defeated. Either way, Mario saves Luigi from his, being held hostage in a door. And then Luigi has an ability to turn invisible. So there's a room in the castle that has a mirror, and only accessible within the mirror, there's a painting of Wario, the final bro that hasn't been saved yet. So Luigi only can enter this mirror, and then enter the painting, that leads to this ice world, where a big man, he's a spherical ball of ice named Chief Chili. He's similar to the Bullies minions, which are like black spherical enemies that are tough. And also Goomboss, because he has a mustache, and he's really proud of himself. So once Luigi defeats Chief Chili, he unlocks the key to unlock Wario. So once Wario is there, Yoshi, Mario, Luigi, and Wario can receive all of the stars from Bowser's forces to finally reach the third battle with Bowser. I didn't talk about the other two because they're simple and only Mario can fight him, which also the third fight, only Mario can fight him too. So Mario fights Bowser one last time, which is this grand battle which can be easy depending on how skilled you are. And then Mario finally is able to fly back to in front of Peach's castle, where he meets with Luigi, Yoshi, and Wario again. And using the combined power from the stars, they're able to summon Peach out of her. She's probably held hostage within the walls of the castle, which is unspecified. Either way, they're able to bring her back, and the day is saved. They presumably go into the castle to eat cake, and that was their story there. And sometime after this, Luigi is in his home, and he receives news that he has won a mansion, but he hasn't actually entered a competition or a contest to actually win a mansion. Either way, he lets Mario know to meet him at the location. But Mario gets there first and is kidnapped by King Boo. And Luigi comes there and he sees that the mansion is haunted and he's frightened by it. And he meets an old man who's a scientist called Professor Egad. And Professor Egad helps Luigi with different devices and different tips to help get rid of the ghosts. Some of the ghosts came from paintings, and some of them are actual boos, which are like living dead creatures, like King Boo. At the end of the game, Luigi has to defeat King Boo. That's actually gets inside of a giant Bowser suit to fight him and breathe fire. Either way, Luigi wins and gets Mario from being entrapped inside of this painting that would keep him there forever. And the day is saved again by Luigi this time only. He saves his brother Mario. And the mansion actually falls apart, but all of the gold found by Luigi is used by Professor Egad to build a house in its place, which is very nice of him. After this, sometimes after the events of this, Mario and Peach, along with Toadsworth, who is an elderly toad and advisor to Peach, and he probably raised Peach. No one really knows for sure in this continuity. But either way, they go to this island called Isle Delfino, shaped like a dolphin, where piantas, which are different colorful creatures that have grass skirts and palm trees on their head, live. And also Nokis, who are shelled creatures that are pretty humanoid, also live there. It's always tropical here, always sunny, because of these things called shine sprites, which shine extremely bright, and they keep it a really nice tourist attraction. But Shadow Mario, as he's called, which is like a bluish, shadowy version of Mario, actually pollutes the island and puts goopy paint type stuff all over. And it's revealed that this is actually Bowser Jr., the son of Bowser. And he actually kidnaps Princess Peach because he thinks that she's his mother, which is, tough, because she isn't. So Mario is framed for the crime because the eyewitnesses, just assume that Shadow Mario is Mario. And he's not, so Mario is sentenced to community service, and he actually has this device that was also built by Professor Egad, just like the paintbrush that Bowser Jr. uses to pollute the island, by the way. Mario uses Flood to shoot water and clean up these things, all of the, pollution. So he does that, and he gets the shine sprites back for the, the Isle Delfino to be bright and sunny again. He stops Bowser Jr. and Bowser, and the day is saved, and Bowser admits that Bowser Jr. isn't actually Peach's son, which he already knows, and Bowser Jr. wants to fight Mario again, even though he was wrong about Mario trying to kidnap Peach instead of the other way around. After this, they return back to the Mushroom Kingdom, where the events of New Super Mario Bros. Happen. Presumably, it's only, fair to assume this, due to release date, and also the fact that P.D. Piranha, which is a boss in Super Mario Sunshine, reappears in this game. So, after his first chronological appearance, safe to assume that he came back here. Anyway, Bowser Jr. also makes a return. This is his second chronological appearance in this timeline, where he actually decides to take Peach again, presumably from Bowser's orders. So Mario has to travel through the Mushroom Kingdom again. What Canon number is this? one, two. I guess this is the third time in canon that Mario does this. So, New Super Mario Bros. He travels to the Mushroom Kingdom to save Peach again. And Luigi is also there. Forgot to leave this out, but this says Mario Bros. In the title, making this an adventure where both of them are there, despite being a one-player game. So, they go through all kinds of terrain again, just like Mario Bros. 1 and 3. And they fight unique bosses again, just like in 64 and Sunshine, but it's a platformer this time, instead of, 3D. So they go through different worlds, and Bowser falls into lava, and he becomes Dry Bowser, which is, the undead version of him. And so, either way, anyway, Mario and Luigi finally reach this lava place that Bowser has. We don't know if this is in the Mushroom World or in Bowser's own separate kingdom. We don't know. Mario and Luigi face Dry Bowser, which is what, the skeleton Bowser is. But then Bowser Jr. puts the bones in a cauldron. He emerges a giant Bowser, using this magical power. They fight Bowser and Bowser Jr. one last time. They win. Peach is saved. Simple, very simple story. This game is debatable. The next one, Super Princess Peach, it was not entirely developed by Nintendo, so I don't know if this is canon, but if it is, it would take place around here for similar reasons. Petey Piranha, King Boo, and Gooper Blooper are some of the bosses that I remember that appear in this game, making it very possible to take place here. And this game, you play as Princess Peach because Bowser has actually kidnapped Mario and Luigi and a large number of Toads. So, Peach uses this umbrella character named Perry, who can speak, and has many abilities. And this actually doesn't take place in the Mushroom Kingdom. It takes place on Vibe Island, which may or may not be, I think it's a magical place, clearly, like most of these places are, which is pretty close to the Mushroom Kingdom, I think, but I'm not entirely sure. Either way, Vibe Island has different worlds on it, where different bosses are fought, and Peach and Perry make their way to Bowser's Villa, where they have a final showdown with him. And I can't remember the exact end of this game, but the day is saved. Mario and Luigi are saved. Everything should go back to normal. I've decided to place Luigi's Mansion Darkmoon right after this, because obviously it has to be after Luigi's Mansion, and I think that some time has passed since that, so it should go here. It could go anywhere else, I think. I haven't played it, but I think I know the main gist of it, where King Boo has returned, and there are multiple different floors of this new mansion, and Professor Egad has to return to, helps Luigi out, and that day is saved, beat King Boo again. I've decided to put Mario Galaxy after this. Mario shows up for the Star Festival, for Peach inviting him, and Bowser attacks with a UFO and kidnaps Peach, obviously, and the castle, and Mario actually tries to go after them, but they go into space, and Kamek shoots a magical blast at Mario, and he is sent flying through space. He's awakened by Luma on a different planet, which is a star creature. He meets Rosalina, who is a woman who is an ancestor of Peach, in my opinion, because she has a book of her childhood. Her mother actually looks like Princess Peach, so it is assumed that they very well could be family. Rosalina is said to be a princess, but a princess of what? We don't know. She can't be the princess of the universe, even though she protects the universe. So she could have just had the title from when she was a princess on Earth in the Mushroom Kingdom. So her mother must have been queen. Rosalina was a princess, and then she left Earth. So, yeah. And then also Rosalina had a brother, which, passed on his genes, and eventually King Toadstool was part of those part of that bloodline, and he gave birth to Peach, making me, that's a good story in my head canon. Anyway, Mario Galaxy, Bowser trying to take over the universe for himself. Mario has to stop him with the help of Lumas, and he goes through all sorts of galaxies to get these stars. Again, with the guidance of Rosalina, Mario has a final showdown with Bowser, and the entire universe seems to collapse into a black hole. But as players, no one really knows what happened. The universe was not reborn. People think that the universe was reset, but I'm gonna believe it's the same universe, and that Mario remembers this entire adventure, and that Mario Galaxy 2 is not a canon game. It doesn't have as much story. If it were canon, it could have happened after here, and maybe Mario just didn't remember his previous adventure. But since it's so similar to the original, as in the Lost Levels was, in which the Lost Levels canonically is a different dimension than this, I'm going to say Mario Galaxy 2 is a different dimension to this, and is not canon. I've decided to play Super Mario 3D Land directly after this, at least a little while after Mario Galaxy. I have not played it, but returning elements come back, and basically a storm blows the Tanuki leaves off of the leaf tree, which is outside of Princess Peach's castle, and the leaf tree is the source of it, as I said, and it has a Tanuki tail as part of the tree, and this is a major location in the Mushroom Kingdom, so it'll come back later. And, Bowser's army takes advantage of these leaves and powers up the Koopa Troop to have tails, like Tanukis. So Mario and Luigi have to go off and save. Actually, I'm not sure if this has Mario and Luigi working together, because they're mostly one-player games. But it could be just Mario, or it could be Mario and Luigi. I haven't played the game, so they obviously have to fight Bowser and take Peach back. And so, the day is saved. I will place New Super Mario Bros. 2 after this. I have played this game. I don't know the explanation for the coins, though. I don't know if it was explained in the game. But, however, I place it after Super Mario 3D Land for one reason. Well, for a couple reasons, actually. Well, only one in correlation to Mario 3D Land is the fact that there are Tanuki leaves all over, where you travel. And I think that could just be left over from Mario 3D Land, which makes sense since a giant, kind of storm blew them all over the place. Also, I think there are a couple other things. I think New Super Mario Bros. 2 came out after Super Mario 3D Land, so that would also make sense. And the Koopalings, this would be their next chronological appearance since Super Mario World, even though it would be Super Mario World, New Super Mario Bros. Wii, which I haven't placed on this timeline yet. That is kind of confusing, but this does make sense according to the Tanuki Leaf's appearance in Mario 3D Land, and then Mario Bros. 2, New Super Mario Bros. 2, and then not most other games. Also, people seem to think that Super Mario 3D Land would take place before Super Mario Bros. 3. I think this is incorrect, because Tanuki Leafs could exist in the Mushroom Kingdom and other kingdoms already, so they could just already be there, but the source is revealed in this game. It doesn't mean that this game has to be before it, if that makes sense. After Mario and Luigi fight the Koopalings for the first time since Mario World, they have to fight Bowser, and possibly Dry Bowser. I think that's just a post-game thing, so I don't know if that's canon in this story after saving Peach, which it's pretty simple. These games can get repetitive, even though I think that it's cool to look at them in this timeline. That's why I'm making it. After this, I choose to put New Super Mario Bros. Wii after this. It could still make sense that the Koopalings, because it's a back-to-back. the absence could just be that Bowser was looking out for them after being defeated twice in a row, Mario Bros. 3, Mario World. So maybe he just didn't want to put them in danger for the in-between games. And Mario Sunshine and New Super Mario Bros. And also Galaxy, he had Bowser Jr. there to get experience, which, because he wasn't present during, other games. So New Super Mario Bros. Wii, Princess Peach's birthday. That's how it opens up. And 2 attendees, which are a yellow and blue toad, they are there. Just, pretty simple. So, the cake shows up, the giant cake, Koopalings pop out, take Peach. The birthday gifts, the propeller suit, and the penguin suit, and maybe also the ice flower, but those weren't, present in the cutscene, I don't think. It's been a while since I've seen it, but I have played this game, of course. They're fired out of a cannon by these toads that were at Peach's castle, so they're spread across the land. I don't know if the propeller mushroom is a naturally occurring thing. It could just be like a modified technological based item, since it, has a propeller on it, which is a man-made thing, obviously. And then the penguin suit, similar to the frog suit in a way, also the Tanuki suit with, the full thing covering your body as a power-up. So these things are not uncommon, of course. Anyway, New Super Mario Bros. Wii. They fight the Koopalings again. They fight Kamek. They fight Bowser Jr. as bosses. And the worlds are very similar to one seen in Mario Bros. 3, which is in the Mushroom Kingdom, and also Mushroom World. The entire Mushroom World, actually, for the, different kingdoms seen in the Mushroom World. New Super Mario Bros. And New Super Mario Bros. 2. Very similar locales. And I will chop up the hills with having different designs, and also the different backgrounds or different color changes as just being design things to not make everything be the same and to make every game feel unique. Also, different graphics for each game. That makes sense. And they're made by different people over different periods of time. So I think that they could all be the same worlds, like, maybe an ice world from Mario 2, Mario Bros. 2, Mario Bros. U, Mario Bros. Wii. Well, actually, not Mario Bros. U. I didn't mean to say that. Mario Bros. Wii, DS, and 2. They could all be the same, but since they're on different consoles, they want to make things stand out. Since these games already feel pretty similar in the first place, they could all be the same world. Is what I'm trying to get at here. Anyway, they make it to the final world, which, like I said before, it's not specified if it takes place on Koopa's Kingdom itself or in the Mushroom Kingdom as a lava world. Also, Bowser he definitely has his own kingdom, but he could also have other, bases set up in the lava land that may or may not exist in the Mushroom World, as World 8 for the most part. Also referred to as the Darkland in Mario Bros. 3, like I mentioned earlier. Either way, sorry if I'm being repetitive, Mario Bros. Wii ends, they go in hot air balloons, Mario, Luigi, Blue Toad, Yellow Toad after saving Peach, and Bowser and the Koopalings and Bowser Jr. What are they going to do next? Get revenge, which is why I believe that Mario Bros. U takes place maybe a couple months. I can't remember if it starts on Peach's birthday like the last game does. If it does start on her birthday, I'm going to say a year after it. But if it doesn't, they're just having a celebration at the beginning cutscene, it could take place any amount of time after. The sooner the better, so the characters don't age, because, they look pretty similar in each iteration. Either way, this time, Bowser uses a mechanical arm, throws Mario, Luigi, and the Toads into the Acorn Tree, which is pretty similar, in my opinion, to the Tanuki, to the Leaf Tree, the Tail Tree. I don't know if I said it wrong when I was talking about Super Mario 3D Land. The Tail Tree, and then there's the Acorn Tree. So two of these trees are the source of power-ups. which, is pretty cool for the Mushroom Kingdom. I will say that Acorn Planes and the rest of the worlds that are in New Super Mario Bros. U are part of the Mushroom Kingdom. No, actually. They may or may not be part of the Mushroom Kingdom. They could be in it, but also they could be separate, if that makes sense. Because they don't specify these things. Acorn Plains is the first world. It's where the acorn tree is located, which, grants you the power of a flying squirrel. So, this is pretty similar in where they have towers set up where you would fight bosses. But Boom Boom, who was also in Mario 3D Land, returns. I think I left that out. Who was in Mario Bros. 3 as well. But it's a recurring boss, pretty high up in Bowser's troop. And Kamek is also fought on a regular basis, I think, unlike previous games. And the Koopalings clearly return as bosses fought in every world at least twice. Well, yeah, twice, I think. And pretty similar. I mean, the worlds in this game, unlike any of the other ones in the New Super Mario Bros. Series, they are named after foods. I don't have them listed right now. They're named after, edible things. So, after traveling through these terrains, which the world map is not canon, it could just represent the places they're going. It's not the actual way that these places look. So, yeah. The World 8 is not the Lava Land or Koopa's Kingdom. It is instead Peach's Castle and the outskirts of it, which instead of the previous games, it is filled with lava, presumably put there by Bowser, because I think they put a dark magic spell. That can be implied. I'm not looking at any specific thing as I have the game's timeline in front of me. So, they finally get back to Peach's Castle, and they fight Bowser and Bowser Jr. They win, have a celebration. I think that Super Mario 3 World has it can be tricky if you think about it too hard, because it could be directly after Mario Galaxy or Mario 3D Land. But I'm putting it after New Super Mario Bros. U. It has Blue Toad in it, and it could be the first time they're seeing Rosalina since Mario Galaxy. That does make sense for me, for her to have an absence for a while. I haven't played this game. I'm pretty familiar with the story, though. Mario, Luigi, Peach, and Blue Toad, which may or may not be the same Blue Toad from New Super Mario Bros. Wii and Wii U. But, either way, they're celebrating something, and I don't know if it's the Star Festival. I know they're shooting stars in the opening cutscene. Anyway, a clear pipe comes out of the ground, which shows that Bowser actually was in it, and he has a glass jar with a Sprixie in it, which is a different race. This is confusing to me. I've done a little bit of research, and I've not played the game. But the Sprixie Kingdom is either a different planet that they access through the clear pipes, or it's an alternate dimension within the Mushroom Kingdom, so it's the Sprixie Kingdom instead, because it's pretty similar looking to the Mushroom Kingdom. Either way, it's ruled by Sprixies, which are these fairy-type creatures that Bowser kidnapped in order to take over their world, since, taking over the Mushroom Kingdom, taking over Yoshi's Island, taking over the galaxy didn't work. Mario stopped him, so he's trying to take over the Sprixie Kingdom, which, Mario and Luigi and Peach didn't know about, presumably. So they all travel there to where they actually have new power-ups within this land, which is either a different dimension or a planet, because this doesn't exist on the planet that the Mushroom Kingdom exists on. So, either way, it's pretty similar. So, they travel here. There's a space level where Rosalina is unlocked as a playable character that joins them. I believe this, within the story, this could just be them going into a space level. Rosalina, close proximity, she's in space. She helps them out. She joins them to stop Bowser this time, just like she sort of did in Mario Galaxy. Except for this time she's playable. They finally... Oh yeah, the power-ups I was talking about. There's the double cherry, there's the cat bell, there's returning items. I don't know if I'm missing anything since I haven't played it, but they fight Bowser. Also, there are a bunch of unique bosses and enemies, of course, but I didn't name those for Mario Galaxy because I haven't gotten that far in the game at all, and I haven't played this one either, so I can't really name the bosses, but they do fight a lot of unique characters that I don't think show up again, but they do fight Boom Boom and Pom Pom, which Pom Pom is from Super Mario 3D Land, which is a female counterpart to Boom Boom. So they fight Bowser, who uses the Super Bell, which turns a character into a cat, which some of his minions use in this game, similarly to how he used the Super Leaves to enhance the Koopa Troop with Tanuki tails like last time. So they have the cat power-ups in this game. They fight Bowser. They win. There is a continuation of the story called Bowser's Fury, but that has yet to release. But this should canonically just take place right after this, I think. You know, maybe they're called back into action, which I'll try to play this game soon. As soon as possible. It comes out in a couple months. Luigi's Mansion 3, that is a somewhat recent game. It came out last year, I believe, 2019. I think I'm going to place it after Super Mario 3D World. I have not played this one, but Mario, Luigi, Toad, Peach, I don't actually know the story very well, but I'll tell it very simply. They go to a mansion, similarly to last time. Professor Egad, I'm pretty sure he was tricked into going. But, you know, King Boo has actually returned after his last defeat. Has taken over this, place called The Last Resort, which is a hotel. And he's taken Mario, Peach, and Toad. So this is different than other times, but only slightly. Professor Egad has created this thing called Gooigi, which is its own entity from Luigi, but it's similar to Shadow Mario in a way that it's just entirely light green, slimy version of Luigi, used from like ghost things, essence or whatever. And, you have to stop the ghosts. Pretty basic. I have a pretty basic understanding of this since I haven't played it. And, since it's a Mario spin-off within the Mario franchise, I'm just gonna say King Boo is defeated at the end. Mario, Peach, Toad saved. Captain Toad Treasure Tracker. I kind of debated this being canon at one point, because it could just be one of those puzzle games. Oh, it's not part of anything. It could just be like a spin-off tie-in. The original release on the Wii U tied in heavily to Super Mario 3D World, since, Captain Toad being a continuation of a character from Mario Galaxy, reappearing in Super Mario 3D World with his own little sections of the game where you platform. When they made their own game, I haven't played it, but I know that a lot of levels are based within the world of Super Mario 3D World and the Cascade Kingdom. But that game, I believe it's no longer canon, since they have a Switch re-release where none of the ties to 3D World are in it. Instead, they are tied to Mario Odyssey and locations within that game. So I'll put it... Oh yeah, I left this out, but Captain Toad Treasure Tracker would be right before the start of 3D World. So this game, Captain Toad Treasure Tracker on the Switch, is right before Mario Odyssey. It's kind of... It doesn't set it up, but it takes place right before it. And Captain Toad and Captain Toadette, they solve puzzles, get treasure, have to stop some enemies from Bowser's troop, but I don't think Bowser's in the game. It's just, classic cartoony bad guys. After this, also, actually, I'm pretty sure Power Moons appear in this game, so it might be during the events of Mario Odyssey. What do I know? I haven't played it. I've played Mario Odyssey though a while ago. I'm familiar with the game. It begins with Bowser taking Peach to marry him, which is different. Well, the first time this is happening within this universe, it's happened in the Paper Mario, which is a separate universe. Either way, Mario is unable to stop him from taking Peach, even though he's fighting on an airship. And Mario is knocked off of the airship. And he falls onto a new location, which is called the Cap Kingdom. And the specific place is Bonneton, where these ghost-like beings with hats on their heads reside. And it's a pretty gloomy black town. Anyway, Cappy, very cool name, saves Mario's life, I think. I'm pretty sure he has to save Mario from falling. Either way, he actually fuses himself with Mario's cap and gives Mario the ability to possess living beings and also certain non-living things. So they fight one of the Brutals. So the Brutals, thinking about the Koopas, who are like humanoid turtles, these are like humanoid rabbits in kind of like a scary way. So the Brutal kids, I don't know if they're kids, but they're like small-ish, maybe a little bigger than Mario, I think. They're comparable to the Koopalings, and then their leader, Madame Brood, which might be their mom or something, I don't know. So if she's Bowser, then they're the Koopalings. One of the Brutals, I think it's Topper, he wears a green hat, is fought in the Cap Kingdom, and after that, Cappy helps Mario possess a power line, and he goes to a nearby landmass that's shaped like a Triceratops skull, and it's called the Cascade Kingdom, Fossil Falls in specific. Mario and Cappy find this thing that's from Cappy's home world, and it's like a aircraft shaped like a hat, like a top hat in specific. And Mario actually has to fight Madame Brood, which has a golden chain chomp with her. Wait, I think so? Yeah. And Mario actually... Okay, so there's a T-Rex on this island. Pretty simple. It's a dinosaur land. It's not dinosaur land. It just has... It's a prehistoric themed place. But anyway, Madame Brood is fought. Mario gets Power Moons, which are similar to Shine Sprites and also Power Stars. So it powers up the Odyssey, which is what the top hat spaceship aircraft is called. And Mario now goes to different kingdoms. I think the next one he goes to is the Sand Kingdom. And he meets different races along the way. It's unclear if he's been to any of these places before. He probably has been to at least a couple. At least one, actually. Which I'll get to that in a minute. So, Mario and Cappy go on an adventure. And it also turned out that Cappy's sister, Tiara, is what Peach is wearing. And that was taken as well by Bowser. So, Mario and Cappy have something in common. They have to go fight Bowser and stop him and get Peach and Tiara back. So, they go to different kingdoms, get these Power Moons to power the Odyssey. And it kind of seems counterproductive, except for the fact that they're getting these things like the wedding dress. I forget what they're collecting. They're collecting something else from these different kingdoms that they visit. One of the kingdoms, New Donk City, in the Metro... Actually, it's called Metro Kingdom, but the city is New Donk City. The mayor is Pauline. So my theory is that Pauline is the younger sister of Mario and Luigi. It's possible because the Pauline from Donkey Kong, who is Jumpman's girlfriend. The naming is weird here, but here's how I will explain it. Jumpman, that's not his name, it's Mario. His name is Mario. So him and Lady, as she was called, so that's Pauline. So Pauline is a kind of taller human, and Jumpman was probably originally from the Mushroom Kingdom, but then he went to the Metro Kingdom. They had children. They had twin boys, Mario and Luigi. Mario is Mario Jr., if I'm correct, but they're not going to call him that because nobody really knows his dad is also named Mario. And then, he has a twin brother, Luigi. After this, Pauline, for some reason, they would name their daughter also Pauline, but that's neither here or there. But anyway, so Mario and Luigi have a sister. Mario and Luigi, like their dad, they have a big nose. They wear caps like him. They have mustaches. Similar enough. And then Pauline grows up to be a taller human. She does not have similar facial features or anything. She's not a short. She's tall. That's my idea. Anyway, she's the mayor of New Donk City. Mario goes on this quest. He goes there. He goes to other places. He fights bosses. The Brutals, other things, other Bowser minions. He fights Bowser along the way a couple times too. Mario and Cappy, they go in the Odyssey. They finally reach Bowser's Kingdom. I think that the Koopa Kingdom is grand enough to feature different types of, land. So, this one is just a very large castle that Mario and Cappy have to make their way through. And they almost save Peach, but then Bowser goes to the moon to have his wedding there. So it's almost as if Bowser was kind of just tricking Mario the whole time. However, the Odyssey, when it collects enough moons, power moons, it can actually go into space. So Mario and Cappy go into space, and they chase Bowser there. They see this cathedral on the moon, and they have to make their way to it. They have other challenges along the way. This is I'm trying to simplify it as much as I can. They make their way to the cathedral, where Bowser has actually forced characters that Mario has met along the way, and Pauline, who may or may not be Mario and Luigi's sister. He has forced them all to attend the wedding. For some reason, the Koopalings or Bowser Jr. are not there, but that's maybe for their safety to not take them to space because Bowser cares about these kids, so they're probably just back on Earth. Either way, Bowser's trying to marry Peach. He didn't think that Mario would actually make it to the moon. I'm just assuming. But, however, Mario would do anything to save Peach. Mario and Bowser fall through the floor. Well, Mario survives this fall, and then Bowser has to fight Mario. And since they're on the moon, underground, the ground starts to crack. And they fall into this lava place. Mario has to possess Bowser to save all of them. To save Bowser, Peach, and Mario. Yeah, anyway. So, with the help of Cappy, they all make it out to the surface of the moon again. So, Peach and Tiara are saved by Mario and Cappy. Bowser, who's trying to marry Peach, makes one last desperate attempt to win Peach over. It doesn't work. Mario is also there. They're kind of competing for Peach. And Peach is over it. She's been kidnapped. Mario's just saved her. So she goes into the Odyssey, and Mario jumps on Bowser's head in order to, catch up with Odyssey. And that is the last canonical point, in my opinion. It's the latest mainline Mario game. If I'm not mistaken, I'm not counting anything other than these games on the list. And that game came out almost 3 years ago at this point. Anyway, that's where the story ends off for now. That's a cool ending in my opinion. I know these games can get formulaic and repetitive, but I feel like it was a cool ending. Maybe it was a bit rushed, the game. But as a whole, looking at these, they don't all go in release order, but I think that it's a pretty cool story. Like, including my headcanon as like, the actual events, that'd be cool. But that'd just make a cool story. I don't know if Nintendo actually wanted to be consistent, because I know that a lot of the designs change and also are just inconsistent for no reason. They go back and forth. But Mario Odyssey being the ending, at least for the time being, like I said, that's cool. I have left out some games. I'm gonna have a couple last points to make. I left out Yoshi's New Island because that could just be an alternate sequel to Yoshi's Island. And also the fact that there's a floating egg island, I don't think that belongs. I think it's a cool game. I haven't played it, but it looks cool enough. But I like Yoshi's Island DS more because it adds more to the lore. And Yoshi's New Island just doesn't seem like it fits in very well. And then an entire trilogy of Yoshi's Island. I don't know if that's needed. I think that was a cool ending with the Star Children and Baby Yoshi being born. That could have just been the end. Before the time jump, which I put Mario Bros. Next. I'm trying to think of other things I can... Oh yeah, so the other games I left out, I already said the Lost Levels. I left out Super Mario Land and Super Mario Land 2 because that just gets too confusing. Also, it's black and white, and just... I like the character of Daisy, and I like Wario. And personally, I would say that the first 4 Wario Land games take place during Super Mario Bros. Through Super Mario World. That's easy enough, because after Mario World, that's 64 DS, and then Wario's there. So, makes sense enough. Wario World, either during Luigi's Mansion or Sunshine, because that's the GameCube era, and Wario obviously isn't in those games, so he could just be there. And then some of the WarioWare... Oh no, Masters of Disguise, Wario Land Shake It. Those could just be during New Super Mario Bros. Or Super Princess Peach. And then during the era of like Luigi's Mansion, Darkmoon, and anything after that, those would be the WarioWare titles. Because Wario isn't in the mainline Mario games at all. Except, Super Mario 64 DS. So Wario is there. And I also left out the Donkey Kong games after Donkey Kong 3. So, I'll say that Donkey Kong Country 1, 2, and 3 would be during Mario Bros. 1 and then Mario World. That makes enough sense to me. And then Donkey Kong 64, why not place it during Super Mario 64? Or Super Mario 64 DS, which is on this list. And then, I haven't played a lot of these games, so I put the Donkey Konga series on here just to fill out a timeline for Donkey Kong. Those may or may not be canon. They're probably just, party spin-offs. And then I put Donkey Kong Jungle Beat, Donkey Kong King of Swing, and then Donkey Kong Jungle Climber during Super Princess Peach, Luigi's Mansion, Darkmoon, and then Mario Galaxy. Why not? There's no real place to put it. And then for Donkey Kong Country Returns, I put it during New Super Mario Bros. Wii, and then I put Tropical Freeze either during Mario Bros. U, 3D World, through Odyssey. It could be anywhere between then. And then, like I said, I left out games. Other games other than Super Mario Land and games being Donkey Kong Land on the Game Boy. There's 3 of those, which I believe are just, Game Boy versions, which are lower quality retellings of Donkey Kong Country. Makes sense enough. Not canon. It doesn't fit in anywhere very well. What else did I leave out? Yeah, I already explained Super Mario Galaxy 2. I didn't put New Super Luigi U, because that cannot be a sequel, it doesn't fit in anywhere. It's just a retelling of the events of New Super Mario Bros. U, if Mario wasn't there. Pretty simple. I can't remember any other games I left out. Oh, clearly Super Mario 64, because I replaced it with 64 DS. I think that's it for games I left out. Little bits of lore. I already explained the timeline as best as I could. So, there are obviously inconsistencies because of the designs of, like, oh, the Mushroom Kingdom looks like this in one game and it looks different. Peach's Castle looks different. I kind of had gripes with that, but I've gotten over it. I've acknowledged that that doesn't mean that they're inconsistent stories. It's just that the game developers had different designs, and that's fine. Super Mario Odyssey has the the tail tree, which I thought was really cool as a nod to Super Mario 3D Land, and it does make everything, it makes it at least consistent with that, as well as the castle being consistent enough with 64 and Galaxy, even though it doesn't entirely match up with the town that was by Peach's Castle in Galaxy. And then obviously there's hills around in 64 and there's not in Odyssey, but those are just the design layouts, and I think it's good enough that they included these things, because at least some things stay consistent, which makes the story fine. It's a game. They change the graphics. They update things. I understand that it can't entirely be consistent, but from a storytelling standpoint, it doesn't have to. It doesn't even make a difference. Like small things like the Yoshi's Island games not showing the rest of Dinosaur Land, that's fine. It's just a design. They wanted to have Yoshi's Island be a singular island, so they left out the rest of it. It's fine. It still makes sense. It doesn't concern the rest of Dinosaur Land. I've addressed as much as I could think of at the time because I didn't write down anything. I just had an outline of the games. And I like the story. I think it's pretty cool. Not necessarily poetic, but I like how characters, don't show up and then they return. How characters like Luigi, Peach, and then even Wario have their own side things. Well, actually, Luigi and Peach's games involve Mario. But Donkey Kong on his own, I like him. I like how he was shown in Yoshi's Island DS, so he's like the same age as Mario. And the characters Mario, Luigi, Peach, Wario, Yoshi, Donkey Kong, and Bowser, it's awesome because, like, Mario, clearly main character. Luigi is not a secondary character. He's right there by his brother. They're twins. Peach, love interest, and also a powerful character, and she's a leader of the kingdom. And then Bowser, antagonist, also possibly, a good character sometimes. He cares about at least Bowser Jr. and the Koopalings. Donkey Kong, he has his entire world to explore, which I'm not entirely familiar with outside of just doing research because I haven't played the game, all of the games. And then, Wario, same for him. So, these are the games I would consider canon that I talked about. I didn't list the WarioWare specifically games, but why not? And then the Mario and Luigi series, RPG, different developers, different characters and worlds and events that don't influence these games at all. These are the main ones. That's a different universe. I like those. I like the style. It just can't be in the same continuity as this. It doesn't match up. Those are different versions of those characters, and they have their own unique spins on everything. It's cool. Same for Super Mario RPG. That has characters like Geno, Mallow. I'm not that familiar with it, but Smithy, those antagonists. Plus, the entire map layout has locations that just doesn't match up with this. That can't be in this continuity. Neither can... What else am I thinking of? Yeah, Mario Party, Mario Kart, Mario Sports. They don't fit here. They don't line up at all. They're tie-ins. That's why they're similar assets. Similar characters that were just introduced would be in the newest Mario Kart or Party. I'm starting to lose my voice. But games like Diddy Kong Racing and also Barrel Blast, they're not canon. I mean, they're still good games. They just can't be within the continuity of these main adventures that these characters are going on. And I think it's cool that these are consistent for the most part, I think, from a storytelling standpoint. Not necessarily all the designs like I already went over. And I just I sound like a broken record, in my own head at least, but I like the way that this story seems to me, because these characters, they can, at least grow in a way. I know Mario isn't the most mature game series, or at least, for Nintendo, but it's pretty cool in my opinion. Thanks for watching. If I do post this, I just decided to record a really long video on this timeline that I've been thinking about and working on. I can't believe I did this unscripted. I did stutter a couple times, but, you know, what can I do? I don't know if anyone's watching this, but, you know, I thought this was pretty cool. I don't know if I spent my time wisely, but I'm proud of the timeline I made, so, yeah.